Hey guys, in this video we're gonna have a look at how to object track in Blender. So it's super easy. Let's begin it. So I'm gonna use a footage. I will put the link to the same footage in the description down below. It's from the short film we are working on. I'm gonna make the starting frame to 140 and the ending one to 320 or something. And I'm gonna go to the first frame, which is 140, and I'm gonna go to rendering, color management, and I'm gonna make it a standard. And I'm gonna go to the output, and I'm gonna make the frame rate to 30 frame per second. And now it's time to check the normalize here. I'm gonna click it. I'm gonna change the keyframe to previous frame, and again I'm gonna click prefetch to load the footage into the RAM. And now it's time to add some trackers. So I'm gonna go to the first frame, and I will click Control and then click to add trackers. I'm adding it randomly because I don't have a special marker on my face to track it, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for us to track it. So but if in your case you can add markers into your face, so you will be able to track it perfectly, and it will just be very precise and accurate when you do it yourself. So I'm gonna add markers, or you can say tracks, continuously into the face of the actor, and this is going to be enough. And I'm gonna hit A and I will check forward. As you can see, it's doing its job perfectly. Now it's time to hit Control L to lock them so we can add more. I'm gonna hit Control and I'm gonna add another trackers at the end of the footage, so we will be able to have more tracker, which means that if you do have more trackers, you will have more data to work with. So you can just do it continuously and adding more trackers into your shot. It will just make it perfect, and it will just try to accurate. So I'm going to track it backward, and as you can see, I'm going to go to the middle of the shot, and I'm going to hit Control L to lock them. And again, I'm going to add new trackers into the forehead and into the nose and other areas which are not being affected by other tracker. So I'm just gonna hit Control and click to add more trackers, and this is super easy, but it can get difficult. Like for me, it's very difficult to track the face without markers. So again, I'm gonna hit backward and now forward, so it's gonna track everything we have in the scene. So I'm gonna hit Alt L to unlock all of the tracker. Okay, so actually we are in camera. We need an object. So in order to change into object, I'm gonna go to track. Under object, I'm gonna hit plus icon to add object. Now go to camera and hit Control C to copy all of those tracker. Then go to object and Control V, paste them. Okay, so now if you play it, we have something the same thing but in object solve. I'm gonna click tripod and I'm gonna click solve object. As you can see, we have an error of 10. I'm gonna go to cleanup and I'm gonna click clean tracks, and I'm gonna increase the reprojection error to something like very high, so we will eliminate all of those with a high solve error. So again, it's very high. I'm gonna click clean track and I'm gonna go for 12 and delete them. So I think we have very high number, which is not perfect for us. I'm gonna go for 7 and delete all of those tracker. We have 4 find add 1. And if I click filter tracks, I think filter track is not working right now. I'm having a problem with it. If you don't know about it, feel free to comment about it, because why it's not working in object solve. Okay, so again, I'm gonna click solve object and I'm gonna click clean tracks, and I'm gonna increase the number to something like 5 or 6, and I'm gonna delete those trackers. Again, I'm gonna click okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm gonna clean tracks and I'm gonna delete them, but it's not working. So I think I'm gonna click tripod and make the keyframe A to 140 and the keyframe B to 3 or maybe 200, and again solve object motion. As you can see, we have immensely decreased the number of error. So I'm just gonna click clean tracks and I'm gonna go for a number of 2.5. I'm gonna delete them. Again, solve object motion. I think we are decreasing it continuously, so I'm gonna change the number of keyframe A and B, and again it's increasing, so I'm gonna hit Control Z to get the same object. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go for clean track again, and I'm gonna make and select some of them with a high projection error. So I think I'm decreasing it continuously. I'm gonna turn on the number of keyframe A and keyframe B to something like 320 and 1 maybe 200, and I'm gonna hit solve object. Okay, so I'm just gonna click clean tracks maybe to solve the error, because it's very high right now. Maybe we can just go for filter track, but actually filter track is not selecting the objects. So what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna select the camera. Alt G and then Alt R. So we will just reset all of those. I'm gonna hit Alt X and rotate it on X axis. So I'm gonna go to camera view and I'm just gonna move it around maybe. Okay, so I'll just let it. Okay, I'm gonna scroll down. I'm gonna click set as background and I'm gonna click setup tracking scene. So again, we're gonna go to layout by clicking plus, general and layout, and go to camera view and delete the cube. Okay, so I'm gonna delete the cube on plan also, and I'm gonna go to the drop down and click motion tracking. So we'll be able to see all of those trackers in 3D scene. I'm gonna select one of these and hit Shift Ace and cursor to selected. I'm gonna add a cube there. I'm just gonna test you out. Is it working or not? Okay. So we have added a cube. I'm just gonna move it a little bit backward to just fit with the motion trackers. I'm just gonna rotate it accordingly to the face. So it's time to set up. I'm gonna turn it to local so we will be able to scale it perfectly. I'm gonna go for the output. Maybe I can go to the constant tab. I'm gonna add object solver. I'm gonna select object in object and camera in camera, and again hit set inverse. Okay, so if you play it, as you can see, it's actually following our face, and this is what we wanted. It's not very accurate because of we didn't have any marker on our face, but if you want to make it precise and accurate, you can just use marker on your face and you're good to go. And if you might have to change some settings in tracking and you are good to go, but you have an overall idea on how to do object tracking in Blender. So it's super easy and super fast. You can add a helmet or anything into his face right now because it's perfectly doing its job. Maybe I can move it a little bit forward, but I think it's okay, and we can go for this thing. But you can add, I will put the link to a helmet model from Sketchfab also if you are interested in to use the same model. Okay, so as you can see, it's actually sticking into his face, and this is what we wanted. It's a little bit glitching, but it's because we don't have great trackers out there. But if in your case you have to add some markers into it, and you're good to go. So thanks for watching.